Hello, I'm theoliverpickard and I've just been editing the video that you're about to watch. Basically, I didn't have an intro to this video because I filmed all day long, and in editing I've decided to turn this part of the video into its own unique bit, because when you're in Retromobile and you're in that maelstrom of people and noise and cars and distractions, you don't know what you're going to turn into a video. You don't know what you're going to leave out. You just film everything that you can film and then try to sort it out later. But there is an area of Retromobile called Art Corral, and it's basically an auction house exhibition area, and it's not open to the public. And you can see it as a public person, but there's barriers and stuff. Public person, you know what I mean, as a member of the public. But there's barriers and you can't get in. You can only see kind of 2 cars deep or so. But because I had a press pass, I was able to go in and check it all out. And in reviewing the footage, I've decided that there is so many cool cars and I got such good footage, I'm actually going to turn the Art Corral area into a video in its own right. Because even if you were at Retromobile, you may not have seen some of these cars, or may not have seen some of these cars in detail. So without further ado, please enjoy this video. Ferrari 275 GTB 6 carb on Baroni wires. Pretty car. In fact, maybe prettiest car in some people's opinion. My dad's opinion anyway. This car goes in this video just solely for the love of my dad. There you go, Dad. There's your dream car. My favourite Lamborghini, maybe other than the Miura, the 400 GT 2+2, the only car ever made that is actually better looking for being a 2+2. I got all tongue-tied then. There's too much pretty in the room, I'm going faint. Delahaye. I've never seen a Delahaye racing car before, and I've just seen 3. That's why you come to Retromobile, to see things that you've never ever seen before, only in books. I love the simple engineering of the Delahaye. It's almost the complete opposite of a Bugatti. Look at these vents here to let out heat from behind the radiator. They're just simply on a wing nut and slide. They often beat the Bugattis because simply they're so simply designed and so ruggedly built that it made them massively reliable. And of course, before you finish first you have to finish. Flat nose kitted Porsches. These have a massive following now. People really love them. They're really sought after. I still can't. I still struggle with some of the Redwood era stuff. I'm trying though. Lancia Delta Integrale Evo 2. The original Lamborghini 4-wheel drive. It's so big they've run out of room to put it. It's huge. Look at this interior. It's massive. Do you own stocks in oil? Do you want them to keep going up? Do you want us to run out of oil faster? Buy an LM002. They're super cool, but it's so weird and so ugly. De Tomaso Panteras are cool. They might not have like big name cachet, but they're still flipping cool cars. Escort safari car next to Lamborghini Girama, which is one of the best sounding cars that's ever existed. It may have controversial looks, it may be incredibly weird, but it sounds so good. And that's because the engine's so big and everything's so big that the exhaust is like that long. The Maserati Bora is my favourite golden era supercar. I absolutely adore the Lamborghini Miura, but you could actually use this like every day and it's comfortable and it has luggage room and it's a proper car, whereas the Miura's sculpture. Bugatti monoclass almost hidden away. Those were the days. Pre-select a gearbox and the actual gearbox right between your legs. So if anything went wrong, gearbox trouble, do that. If you don't know what a pre-selected gearbox is, you select your gear and then you pop the clutch in and it pops it into gear. So you can actually select your gear before a corner. You don't need to double declutch. I think we're over the whole barn find craze now, but what do you think about cars like this presented with bird poop and all? Very nice little car though. She's cute. Big barn find Delahaye is cool, but I think the Panhard Elevisor is even cooler. Look at these crazy wings. How's that for some early aerodynamics? Now those are suicide doors. Verschnitt. That's funny. There's a lot of very shiny chrome, so to see brushed metal is quite beautiful. Definitely makes it stand out. Even the external door hinges are pretty. Okay, two of my favourite French racing legends. This is a Deutsche Bonnet, which is actually made in Belgium using Panhard parts. So they're a steel frame with a fiberglass body, and it's basically a super light, even more aerodynamic Panhard. And this is a Group 4 Alpine A110. I don't know how Matt Farah fits in his Countach. I don't stand a chance. Seeing a 906 Porsche like this just reminds you that behind the oil cooler is your ankles, and in front of it there's just nothing. But my goodness, they're pretty. Cars like this Carrera 6 are important to me because this is the last of kind of the totally nuts, hand-built, road legal racing cars. You know, in the 20s you could buy a Grand Prix car and you could actually drive it on the road to the Grand Prix, and this is a Le Mans car that you could drive to Le Mans. They are completely road legal, and it's a time long gone, and that's a big shame, even though they weren't the safest things in the world. And I'm glad security and stuff like that has improved. I'm glad, you know, safety has improved for the racing drivers. But as far as a road car goes, it's awesome. This and the blue are the best colour of Range Rover Classic. These things are seriously worth some money now, but this and blue, the best two colours. After that it's the green, but such pretty cars. My favourite part of the Range Rover Classic is the big door handles. Absolutely love it. As a small child, when you can reach the door handle without reaching up, that's cool. saw a DS brake on the way in here, and this might be a bit of a controversial opinion, but I think the DS works best as an estate. I think that it's its most successful shape. There's a chaperon over here that I'll talk about in a minute, but it's so big. It's got a huge seating room. It's got 2 spare seats that fold out of the boot floor, and it's got a huge roof rack. And at 25 to 35,000, like, what's a new Ford Focus? Like, this is the perfect family car. It's beautiful, and I love it, and it's huge, but it's much nicer than a new crossover. About these later DS's is the plastic dashboard. The DS was actually the first car to get a plastic dashboard, and the earlier cars have this like Baker-like masterpiece, whereas the later ones have this slightly sadder plastic dash, but it's still one of the most comfortable limousine-like cars on the planet. And how many family estate limousines can you get? This is a DS Chaperon Cabriolet, which means it's a Citroen DS that was then converted into a convertible by Henri Chaperon in his workshop. And I actually had the pleasure of seeing one of these a few years ago, and it had a black leather interior, and it was at a car show, and the guy left the roof down all day, and by the end of the day you could see heat haze coming off the leather. So this stalk here controls your 3-speed transmission, and it's one of the reasons why Citroen DS drivers usually drive with a hand on top of the wheel, so they can flick the gears backwards and forwards. Excellent for getting around Paris this week. She's adorable. You need something small and parkable. I've been using the train, and I would have much preferred this getting home last night. She's a cutie. This is a 1963 Amphicar, and I've never seen an Amphicar in person ever before in my life. And this just goes to show scale, and photos in magazines don't do cars justice, because normally when you see a car in a magazine you think it's much bigger than it is, then you meet it in person and it's tiny, like that GT40 from the other video. But this Amphicar is huge. I know it's based on an Austin A40, so I expected them all to be tiny and small. But she's a really, really big car, and if you don't know what an Amphicar is both a bad car and a bad boat, but also awesome. Amphi for a reason, yes. When I said boat, I meant it. Those are indeed propellers. stealth wealth is all very good, but etched windows are awesome. Look at these little hummingbirds. Can you make that out? You might have to go on an angle. Cement grey might be an unkind name for a paint colour, but it's one of my favourites, to be honest. And this Delahaye is beautiful. Look at the Nardi wheel. I know this is a weird thing to say, but one of my favourite things about classic cars is the way they smell. And this Delahaye wins best smelling car of Retromobile. It smells awesome. Right next to a Ferrari 275, but I don't think it's much of a stretch to call the Alfa Romeo GTA one of the best looking cars in the world. And also, bolt-on arches. Bolt-on arches make everything cool, don't they?